within Jubilee, a secretariat that is going to receive reports from those who learn on our ticket, won, and those who learn on our ticket and lost. And it is from that secretariat that we'll be able to inform ourselves as to what we do next from where we are. In that process, we also had leaders from Mount Kenya region who are there in the 12th Parliament. Of course, we have others who also are not there. But we had an opportunity to reflect on what became of those who used our ticket, Jubilee, within Mount Kenya region. And we were able to put together very many issues. Each one of us had his or her own experience, and it is interesting to listen to them. But on the whole, it is important to acknowledge that Mount Kenya was at the forefront. It is the one that took the heaviest beating from UDA. It is not something that was occasioned on these leaders without knowing. It's a decision that they made and took. There was a cost to it, and they have paid the cost by not succeeding to represent their people in Parliament. Each one of them can speak for himself or herself, but on the whole, none is bitter about it. They stood for a cause they believed in, and they are proud that they stood for that cause. And they are ready to continue playing that role even as we move into the future of the government that is going to be formed. Crucially, it's important to say that with the 20% that Bamba, 20% that Baba got from Mount Kenya region is because of the effort that was made and put by, among others, those who are studying with me. And it's also important to mention that the message that was given by this team in the last 4 or 5 months, I think from the month of February, mainly from the month of April, so we can talk about 3 months, was a message as to why we should avoid the UDA route. And the message was received, and many people got to appreciate that message. 20% showed up and voted. There is another percentage that showed up and didn't listen to our message. But there's a bigger percentage that received the message and remained cautious. And was it not for the messaging and the work that was done by my colleagues here and those who are not with us, they were with us yesterday, it is possible that William Ruto would have been declared president more than 3 days ago. So we are proud of the role we played, and we are happy with that role. None of us is bitter with the outcome. Of course, the fact that without doubt in anybody's mind now, there was massive rigging within the Mount Kenya region, massive voter bribery that has never happened in our region ever before. And why that would happen and our people go in the same direction, that's a debate that we can have for another day. But going forward is that this team is still committed in ensuring that our region, Mount Kenya, is represented. We are hopeful that Baba will form the next government. And we are committed in representing them in government, because all of those who are elected from our region would then end up in the opposition if Baba forms the government. And we want again to say that we congratulate those who won on our ticket, even those who did not win on our ticket. We are saying pole to those who are fallen, but they fell for a good cause. And I believe that why they are not bitter is because it was really an opportunity to serve as opposed to anything else. I don't know whether there is anything else I've not mentioned. I think we have said what we wanted to say, but as we mentioned again, we have a secretariat now, we have a back room that is working on all the complaints that we are receiving from across the board. Na tunataka kusema ni asanti kwa hayo. Sijui hatutaki kuchukua maswali mengi, lakini swali ambalo linaruhusu hayo, sio mengine nje ya hayo tunaweza chukua. Any question? If no question, we are good to go. There's a question somewhere? Yes? No, the guy is asking a question. Sorry? Sorry? I can't hear you. Oh. But it will be good to mention also that without the contribution that we made as Jubilee, it would be very difficult for Azimio to be where it is today. And that is why we are proud ourselves as people who have contributed to the cause of Azimio, and we remain proud. And in the course of time, what we stood for will be appreciated by more than those who are appreciating it now. Asante sana. Sasa hii Kikuyu. Sorry. Yes. But let me just say this let me say this in Kikuyu. I'm not saying in Kikuyu, but let me tell you, this habit of telling us to talk to you in Kikuyu when we are addressing national issues is what has contributed to the mess in Mount Kenya. Because you continue isolating us even when we are talking about national issues until you have now been cooked as a small unit in Mount Kenya. And you now have a team of people who have been produced by the vernacular stations who are going to just represent without the national, the global thing. Very dangerous for a community. You know, the issue of leaguing is a process. It's not something that you talk about and get a solution tomorrow. There is a process, and we'll talk about it as it unfolds. Yes, and you know also, the issue of collecting the data is not something that you do overnight. Some of the things that may be happening in Bomas will contribute to whatever it is that any person would want to do. So bear with us. We will not be able to give you more details on that. So I will avoid the Kikuyu for the reason that you have managed to cook us into a cocoon called Kikuyus, and that is what now you are managing in the opposition as a Mount Kenya opposition team. I thank you. Yes. No. The benefit of the viewer, we fell to this trap, and we are now paying the price as a community. For the first time since 1963, we have volunteered ourselves into the opposition. It's an embarrassment.
For sure.
Yes. So we will do that from this platform.